Turn your radio up. Louder. Louder. Just a little bit louder. Because the next hour, you're going to be tuned in to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones and Marty Ringer. Hey, can we just stick with Marty? Because like that Marty ring, it don't have that ring to it, you know? I'm just saying. And Marty, with your hosts Donnie Jones and Marty, sponsored by Don's Tree Service. It's Donnie Jones Live, right here, right now, right now. Donnie Jones Live.
Hello. Welcome to Donnie Jones Live. I am your host, Donnie Jones, hanging out with
Marty Ringer this week. Yep, Marty Ringer.
Marty
Keeping it
Ringer
good.
this week.
Yes.
Marty last week. What you gonna be next week?
I'm gonna think about it. But you know what was great? I got a new business venture this week.
What you do?
So it might be. Okay. Sometimes new things come out of tragedy.
Yes, they
do.
do.
So my niece's little puppy ran away. All right.
Oh no.
But it gave me a new opportunity to do a new job thing.
What's
Because
that?
here's the thing, I'm thinking about selling Marty's paralyzed puppies. The puppies that don't run away. And it's a whole study behind it, so it's like Peter don't get
Marty,
mad at
I'm
me.
done with
But no,
you.
we're doing auditions, with puppies. It's like I take them on the fourth story, throw them down. If they
Okay,
hit,
on that level,
it's like
next.
if they walk away, they're disqualified. But if they stay, then they're candidate. I'm saying
on that
it's
note,
the kids,
Marty,
puppies that don't run away.
What is that? Marty's puppies that don't
Marty's
run away.
paralyzed puppies. The
Oh my
puppies that
gosh,
don't run
dude, I'm
away.
done with you.
You don't have no surprise
every
feels.
week you got something.
Hey, I'm just saying, little kids, if you want to have a tea party with the little puppy,
how about
it
this?
go.
I got a new business too. It's
Okay.
called the muffler.
The
And
the
what
muffler.
happens is when you start saying stuff that don't make sense, people you just get a muffler on your mouth.
Muffle, yeah,
Exactly.
okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, who we got today, Donnie? This is a great
Dude,
weekend.
we have a lit show today. Can I say that? We had a lit show today.
Lit show.
I am so excited about this guest because he is a world-renowned artist.
Oh.
He's got art that has been seen all around the world. He's also somebody that is a St. Louis native son, which I am also a native daughter of St. Louis, Missouri. And he's also someone that is very dear to my heart. I'm talking about none other than the award-winning artist known as Daniel Hodges.
Daniel.
Hello.
Daniel?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, we're glad to have you. Glad to, a lot of people think I be joking when I say he's my brother, but he really is my brother.
He really is your brother?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
Because I guess because you're so talented and people know
talented?
you. I'm talented, but I'm trying to
He's
still
talented.
figure out
Runs
what
in
I'm.
the family.
It does. Yeah, it does. What's my talent?
Bang chicken
Very
wing.
glib. Very glib.
Bang chicken wing.
You know how to put words together
I know how to put words.
and cut your tree down
Oh, wow.
at the same time.
No,
That's like cooking, what was it, broccoli? Broccoli.
Oh, dude, don't even mess with her.
I'm
You
believing
just kicked off the radio. I ain't gonna lie though. When Wanda Smith said broccoli, I just lost it. Before Kat even said something, I was like, oh, dude,
yeah,
this is
that's
going
just
south.
that's just
Right.
bad. But no, you got a lot of talent. We ain't gonna talk about them.
No,
They're
I
on a different
appreciate
place,
that.
different.
But you
that-
know, we're here to talk about him.
Right,
we're here to talk about you.
And you know what? I thank you because you set your clock the right way because it's daylight savings time and you here on time, and I appreciate that.
That's
You know,
right.
because some people gonna make excuses for 2 weeks.
That's right.
Like
well,
I
they
didn't
can't
set
make
my
excuses in
Right.
2 days when they got to vote. They got to
That
vote
is
in
true.
2 days.
That is true. It don't matter
yeah.
who you vote for, just long as they're gonna legalize.
Stop lying. It do matter who you vote for.
Okay, yeah, whoever's gonna legalize,
Cannabis.
marijuana, vote for them. It matters. It matters.
Right.
So,
Calm
but yes,
people
sir.
nerve.
Mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Some weed is some terrible stuff to waste too.
That too. That too.
Unless you waste it little bit by bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Let's bring us back in the day.
Yeah.
As we should be talking to you, Daniel.
Right,
right.
We get a little crazy. Talk to us about you, your artistry, how you got started doing this, and just being the awesome person that you are.
Well, first I want to say to God be the glory.
Preach.
I've never had a painting class. My mother bought me coloring books up until 14.
Dude,
I'm
you was
from
14
St.
years
Louis.
old and
Yeah.
coloring books.
Born and raised in
Okay.
St. Louis.
paid
Went
off.
to Sumner High School.
Yes, it did.
I actually got into painting professionally at 33. I was kind of
Okay.
old at doing it. I really decided, a buddy of mine, we were going to go into business, but I
Right.
decided that I would venture off and say, what is this something that I would really do for free
Right.
that I could possibly get paid doing it? And, the Lord has really blessed me. I've been able to do it now. Let's see, December 2nd will be 23 years that I've been doing it.
And guys, here's the
consistently.
beautiful thing about Daniel is that this is what you do. You're passionate about it. You followed the dream that God put in your heart.
Oh yeah.
And that's powerful to me because I hear so many people, especially people of faith, talking about, God gave me this gift, but then they're not willing to follow that gift.
Right.
Follow it or expound on it or anything. And a lot of times those gifts get kind of erased or dwindled away.
Right.
But I gotta say, I'm looking at this picture right here that you brought into the studio, and I am just like, I wouldn't even know how to start.
Right.
Even in like, how do you when you
How
like
do
this,
you start?
like this portrait here, because it's a collage of so many things of history in a sense, and I'm like, how do you get your, for one, I guess, inspiration, and what is your starting point?
Yes.
Well, what happens is the Lord gives me the pieces. I can't even it's hard for me to even take claim on it. He'll give me an idea, and it's usually around, some of it's spiritual and then some of it's social issues that's going on. And this particular piece is called School Minus Prayer Equals Despair.
Wow.
And the painting as a whole is basically this young lady is sitting at a bus stop, and there's an ad in back of her of it's kind of a spinoff from Duncan High and Cake Mix, but it's Duncan High Devil's Food Cake Mix. And the devil is basically sitting on a cake, the flames of a cake, smiling, because in 1962, that's when they took prayer out of schools. Well, this young lady who's sitting here, it's a badge on her across her face showing that in the 11th grade, she was on the National Honor Society, president of the Student Council, and junior prom queen. But in just that short time, now this is her senior year, she's pregnant, she has, her hair is wild, she got tattoos all over her body, and she's really just has fallen apart just in that short period of time.
Wow.
This is really is present day.
Right.
And also, in the far distance, there's a picture of the Space Needle in Seattle, and the St. Louis Arch, and the Statue of Liberty, showing that this is from the East Coast to the West Coast.
That's amazing.
And the high school she's attending is the USA High School, just showing that it's across the across the spectrum.
Right.
And just really just kind of showing that we have to pray for our own children.
We do have to pray for our
We
children.
really do.
And the beautiful thing is,
what they won't do.
I want people to be able to see what you just did, because obviously, we do shoot this and then we, put it out or whatever. But, for the people that aren't getting a chance to see what we're seeing right now, how do they get in contact with you so that they can see more of your art or actually purchase some of your art?
Well, I'm actually having a show in December 14th at the Southwest Arts Center on 915 New Hope Drive in Cascade, and it's free to the public. And I really have, like, some of my lithographs are going to be for sale, so it's really price effective for those who are interested in originals and also in reproduction.
And how do we get in touch with you online? Once again, guys, we're talking to Daniel Hodges, world-renowned artist from St. Louis to the ATL. Tell us how we can get in contact with you, whether it's on Facebook or whether you want to hit him up on his Instagram. How do we get in contact with you?
Okay, so I'm on Facebook. It's Daniel Leon Hodges, and Instagram artist Daniel Hodges. And I also can be reached at www.danielhodges.com. That's my website. And my email address is hodgesfineart at yahoo.com.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to still get my composure, because when you was describing your painting, I realized late that was you with the little laser pen.
Yeah.
I just saw a dot in this studio, and I'm trying to figure out who aiming at us. And I'm starting to, and I was just like, look, y'all can pay attention, but somebody is scoping us out.
Right.
I'm getting nervous, and ain't nobody else. I didn't either. That's why I was like, hold on, time out. You can talk about the picture.
Let me tell you what my thought was. I saw the dot pointing that way, and I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Right.
On the other side.
But I'm looking at our producer Al, who's a great producer, but he wasn't scared either. And I'm like, okay, something wrong. Something is wrong. But it was taking me up, because I see your painting, and I'm just like, wow. And I gotta ask you, When you start something like this, do you get a little inebriated at all to get some of them creative? Because I'm like this, I could.
We're gonna talk about that in the next
Because I'm curious. Because I'm like, I would have to. Oh no, I can't do that sober.
Right.
That is really, really creative. But anyway, I'm sorry.
That's what true talent. It comes from within. You ain't got
a lot of work.
Drink.
I know. Not even a true. But we gotta go pay some bills, and
weed.
I gotta make sure that I
gotta
gotta throw in this plug because we're going to commercial. This segment is sponsored by Marty's Paralyzed Puppies. If you are like a paralyzed puppy,
Marty, you gonna get us kicked off. You guys, we'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Donnie Jones Live is sponsored by Don's Tree Service. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, just send us an email at DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. That's DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. Hey, got a comment about the show? Or would you like to just be a guest? Send us an email at DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Marty.
Hey, we are back. I am your host, Donnie Jones, hanging out with
Marty, that ringer.
Yeah, and we have an awesome guest on the show today, Mr. Daniel Leon Hodges, artist extraordinaire.
Hello,
say something, Daniel.
Hello.
That's the worst thing for somebody to say. Just say something.
Just say something.
And it's like, well, what do I supposed to? Hello. Hi.
I like rice.
I have a disclaimer.
Right.
We do not advocate hurting puppies.
No,
I'm just saying.
I am joking. You should not hurt any kind of animal in the daytime in public or anything of that nature.
Anything where somebody can see
right.
you.
If they can see you or document it, do not do that. You know.
Exactly.
I wish I told Vic that.
No documentation.
Right. Mike Vic, no cousins, no nothing.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
just saying.
That was a whole other story.
That was some stupidness. No.
Exactly.
He wasn't making the right money. No.
So Daniel, you got to a point in your career where you said that I can do this. For people that do have a gift, going back to what we're talking about, and they hear God specifically say to them, listen, use your gift. What does it take? What do you suggest a person do when they have that feeling or they have that gumption from God?
Just to go out and do it. Just start it and have faith. But the most important thing also is to make sure you do the business side also.
Right.
It's just as important as anything that you're creating because, you work hard at whatever it is that you're doing and people will get a hook onto it and they'll be making more money from it than you will.
Right.
So you have to really make sure that you pay as much attention to the business side as you do to the creative side.
Did you go through a time where you maybe didn't do so well on the bit? Even though as a great artist, as long as I've known you, you've been a great artist. But
Thank you.
Was there a tough lesson that you had to learn about the business side while growing your business?
Well, I did the ghetto side of it. I just made money and didn't pay taxes. But I wasn't officially on the chart. So I never got taken, by anybody. But
wait a minute, are you trying to say you just?
I did the bro man.
Skip over that. Trying to protect you, bro.
Go back to paralyzed puppy.
So, how do you just like this portrait here? How do you copyright How do you copyright?
Well, do you want the bro man? The bro man.
I ain't paid no tag.
You want the bro man version of the official legal side of it.
Yeah, we just want to keep you safe.
That's all we try to do is keep you safe.
But I am legit now.
You're legit now, exactly. And you've been legit for many years.
Oh, yes, many years. Much longer than I've been with Brumman Tax Service.
Exactly. Because they will
Did you
send
say you went to
letters.
Brumman Tax Services?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we know how.
Well, you get
you get
a tripe sandwich and they'll do your taxes.
What you know?
Or you babysit for them and they do your taxes.
I like them kind of people.
Hey man, I learned my lesson doing the people that babysit for you and they do your taxes. Yeah, that's when you get a tax bill for $500,000.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I did this. Well, I didn't do this, but a friend of mine, they really did this. They paid this guy to fix their car. They had some wheel problems. They paid him in beer.
No.
And he drank while he worked on their tires and everything.
Them tires fell off,
they fell off in the middle of the road, and I couldn't. I said, "What you expect?" You paid him in beer, and it was that malt liquor. But let me ask you a question with this kind of portrait here. How do you copyright your material?
Yeah.
I'm saying like when
send it to the. You send a copy of it to the Library of Congress.
That's a big copy.
Should I be doing that with my book?
You shoot it.
Oh,
Should I have done that with my book?
your book ain't copywritten.
Oh no! Wait a minute. I go through a publisher house.
You got a
so I think
publisher?
Okay, got it. I just want to make
we ain't gonna interview you about your
I
book.
know, right?
Did I do
From
what? Did I
Failure
write
to
my name on my
Fabulous
book?
by Donnie Jones.
Right.
But so you can do copyright. Now, if someone like this is the original piece. How do you make copies of your original pieces? Because this is what size is this? Because this is a large.
This is 36 by 48. But you take it to a professional photographer. It's not just your regular 35 millimeter or digital.
Right.
Okay.
Because you get
It's not somebody with an iPhone.
Right. You get it placed on a TIFF file.
Okay.
Now they have, like I recommend to a lot of artists that they put a watermark over their work when they're, publishing it on Facebook and things like that, because a lot of times people just steal your work.
Yeah, I do
Are
that.
you serious?
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Marty.
No. I moved into my house and I was trying to impress this lady. So I
Okay.
went online and I printed off a whole lot of nice artwork, just on my little printer and everything, put in the frame, and
you was classy,
she
didn't
just knew I was classy. She was like, "Who is
Where did
that?"
you get that
Oh,
Van
that's
Gogh?
from Lecree, Porter
It's a Monet.
Sanford. Right, just
Right,
making up
right.
names. She don't.
Yeah.
Look, I don't deal with educated women sometimes.
Dude, you need to
so
deal
you
with
could just.
Wait a minute, you're married.
Why you got to keep bringing that up?
Okay,
All right,
I'm
we on
sorry.
radio.
Trying to hurt his
Okay.
feelings.
You keep bringing it. We on
Okay,
radio.
you're
Other
not
people.
married. I'm sorry.
Not this weekend,
Oh, Lord.
I'm just saying, it's funny. We've been actually reading your book, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
About having sex.
But it's very important.
It really is.
It's
but
very, very
our
important.
whole
I believe
problem
in
is
that.
we don't like to have sex with each other.
That is a problem, Marty.
Yeah, but
the
she
book
like
talks
it, I
about
like it.
monogamy, okay?
Well, not really.
Back to Mr.
Yeah,
Daniel,
sorry,
as you
that's
were
just a
saying.
sidebar.
Yes.
Sidebar, sorry.
He's
Love
been
you,
at the
baby.
bar, as y'all can tell. Marty, you were off the chain today. What did you have for breakfast?
I actually hit a 2 espresso in y'all.
We
and
giving Starbucks a shout
Right.
out.
No. They
Okay.
got the station here is a wonderful station. They have
Yeah.
a coffee machine back there that you can
Man,
pick
you
the
put
different
something
kind.
in yours for
And
sure.
I thought I was doing something nice, and because I usually just drink it black, but I
Yeah.
hit like double espresso.
You did.
And
I
it's
could
just
feel
like,
it.
ooh,
I can tell.
Jesus, my
So
hands are
Daniel,
moist.
What's Daniel Hodges? What is up
Yes,
for you
ma'am.
next?
Well, I'm working on a piece now. It's called The Graduates. It's
Okay.
72 inches wide and 40
Wow.
inches high. And I'm going to be unveiling it at the show. No one has
Okay.
actually seen it. It's never been published to the public. And I will be, for those who will attend my show, will be the first to see.
Okay.
So it's really something to, just kind of entice the people to come out
And support
be
you.
able to see. Right. And it's
Is this a
it's
free
a lot
event?
of detail. Oh yeah, it's free to the public.
And once again, guys, we're talking to Daniel Hodges. He's a world-renowned artist that, decided to step into our studio today and spend some time with us, so
Yeah,
we could
much
kind of pick his
appreciated.
brain.
Right.
Right.
Now, and do you do specialized? Like, can somebody contact you and say, "Okay, I want you to do a picture of me and my grandmother or my family, a family portraits"? Do you, do
better
anything
not
like
say
that?
yes, because I
No,
asked you to
I
do
no
hours.
longer do any more commission
Well,
work.
this ain't family work. This
Okay,
is
I'm
just,
just kidding. Okay,
I used to
can
do
people
Because
commission
sometimes
work, but I
family
no
don't like to
longer-
pay all the way. I
Right.
don't know. I'm just saying.
I no
I
longer
offer
do
to pay.
commission work anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, I just don't have the time, and people want crow's feet out, and they want
yeah.
take the stomach out, and they want
Can
want
you
the
make me
red
look
ring.
skinnier? Make me look like I
They
was
wanna
16?
look like
7
they did
kids
in
and ain't never been
1983,
married,
right?
right? Got 7 kids, never been married, but want
Right.
a wedding ring. And it's
yeah.
just tedious, it's just
Right.
I just have to paint what the Lord's given me, and I
Right.
have like a lot of work that I've just kind of sketched. at
You
my
have
free
a
time.
painting that went viral. Can you talk to us a little bit about that painting?
Yes, the name of that title of that piece was called Plantation Mall, and
Okay.
it was 2 individuals who are getting ready to enter the mall. They're in the parking lot, and they actually have their arms up where they've been shackled, but they're not shackled with what we know as, metal braces. the young man is shackled with cords from a video game, and the young lady is from the straps of her Louis Vuitton purse.
Right.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
they have whips across their back of different logos, showing that they
Wow.
and the video cord is loose, and so are the straps for the purse. So they're really free to go.
Right.
But they become self-made slaves to all the.
That
It's
is
deep,
deep.
dude.
That's
Right.
deep.
And
It
that's
is so deep. I
And
stood
so
there
it's-
in the gallery where I saw it because the first time I'd seen it was at the gallery showing that you did it Maple Street, and I was blown away. I was just literally blown
Yeah.
away.
That piece won first place with a group of like 40 other artists.
Gotcha.
That was the first time I'd ever won here in Atlanta, but I've won quite a bit in St. Louis.
You know, you might have to hook me up with that piece after
It's
this. You know,
beautiful.
after we
It's
leave
stunning.
here, we might need to chit chat because that's something I would like to give. But anyway, Donnie, we're gonna have to
We
pay a
have
bill
to
real
take a
quick.
break. We're hanging out once again with Daniel Hodges, and we're going to take a quick break, like Marty just said, and
Yep.
we'll be
and
right
this is
back.
sponsored by, okay, never mind.
No,
I just you're listening to Donnie Jones Live right here. And if you want to get in contact with us, you can log on to, well, just email us at DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. That's DONI. I thought you was going to finish it.
No, I was going to say.
Okay, you just pointed your finger.
Just hit me up on Facebook, y'all. Donnie Jones on Facebook. DONI Jones, JONES on Facebook. Do it that way.
We'll be right
We'll
back.
be right back.
Donnie Jones Live is sponsored by Don's Tree Service. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, just send us an email at DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. That's DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. Hey, got a comment about the show? Or would you like to just be a guest? Send us an email at DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Marty.
Welcome back. I am your host, Donnie Jones, with Donnie Jones Live, and we're hanging out with...
Yes, Marty Ringer with
And-
Marty Ringer Live. Oh, sorry.
Yes,
Daniel
Marty, you
Hodges.
live.
And artist Daniel Hodges.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. See, we forgot to kind of clue
Right,
you
yeah,
in
yeah,
on
we
that.
trying to, yeah.
Right,
You
right.
throw it here, you throw it there, and you just jump on in there, right? Yeah.
Right,
but-
right. I'm
We don't
trying-
give you no notes with this.
Right,
You
right.
gotta just grab hold.
There you go. Just hold on for dear life.
But I want to ask the question because you just described a painting that I already know is phenomenal. Is there a way that I can actually purchase it, legitly and honestly?
Right.
Because if it's on YouTube somewhere, I might just. But I want to support your business. Where
Don't
can
buy no bootleg.
That's why I'm coming
Buy it
straight
directly
to
to
him.
him.
Right.
Right.
How can someone purchase some of your work? Do you have a website that we can just kind of go and
Yeah.
like a gallery that we can?
www.danielhodges.com.
Okay. And can we make like partial payments for a picture? If I
We'll
just
work
want
with
like.
you. We got,
Okay, just layaway payments. It's getting to
yeah,
Christmas time,
yeah. Right.
Yeah, just all options. So just,
Marty.
look,
You
if
put a
you live on
painting
my
on the
side,
layaway.
you got to put this budget. Okay, I like the picture, and I'm
I
trying
believe in
I'm trying to
budget.
Yeah.
support. So
Right.
if I put,
Yeah, we got different age brackets. I mean, financial
Age bracket.
brackets.
Financial bracket.
Okay,
Right.
so what other kind of
Right.
pictures you got, huh?
Oh my
For the adult
goodness.
age
He
bracket.
Oh.
Bang, chicka, bang,
This man,
bang.
he's born again, okay?
Hey,
Right.
yo, I'm born again too. You got any ones with a cross and a nun or something?
Okay, that's
no,
cool.
no.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
a
I
bad
think that's
nun.
cool. Oh my
You
gosh,
know.
a
We try
naughty
to
nun.
stay-
Is that
Yeah,
what you're
naughty
trying?
nun.
PG all the way.
All the way PG.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Hey, he's trying. This man is making a difference with his artistry.
I will
Yeah.
too.
This is
You
really
know?
my introduction to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've never had a one-man show here, so this is really kind of me bringing myself to Atlanta. I was telling my wife, it's kind of like how Michael Jordan was in Chicago and became famous, and then when he played for the Wizards, he didn't have to reintroduce himself.
Right.
He sucked
Michael
at the
Jordan.
Wizard. No, nobody
Right,
watched that TV.
right. But he,
Didn't nobody watch them
but they
games.
knew him as a basketball player, the greatest to ever
Yeah,
play.
dog.
Is that
Yeah.
new
Right,
Michael Jordan?
right.
Yeah, they knew him sitting on the
Daniel
bench.
has a worldwide
Oh,
name,
so-
so people
Right,
know
so-
him.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just he's
Okay, I get it.
introducing.
Right.
Nah, you can compare to LeBron, but not the old Michael. He was all
Come on,
fat.
Michael
and
was cool though.
He was fat. He had the beer
Yeah,
belly, the
right.
gut. You know,
Jordan?
He talking about Jordan.
When he was in the Wizards, he couldn't even do it. He couldn't
Are you
even.
serious?
No, yeah, I'm serious.
For real?
Yeah.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, see?
I've always known Michael Jordan to be fit and
When he was with the Bulls, he was fit.
I'm fitting right in.
But you ain't playing basketball.
Right,
You playing basketball.
when he was with the Bulls, he was good. He didn't even run up and down the field.
But
No,
I
he
don't
just
think
went half
but
court.
when he went to the Wizards, I don't think that's where he really wanted to be in the first place.
No, he was. But I'm saying he
just wanted
actually
to play.
purchased it, and it was like an owner and player, and it's kind of
Right,
like.
but I'm saying, did he really want to be on the court?
He
Did
was
he want to
tired.
run it and be on the
Yeah,
court?
he was tired. You could tell it. He would
Yeah.
just jog up there.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do no more slams.
But
He
as
just-
we were saying,
Yeah, I'm
from
sorry,
Atlanta
yes,
to
yeah.
St.
He came-
Louis,
I'm
Daniel
sorry.
Hodges. Once again, we are here with Daniel Hodges, renowned artist extraordinaire. Talk to us a little bit about your show coming up and why the theme from St. Louis to Atlanta.
Well, I just really wanted to let the people know that where I originated from, and then that I was blessed to be here in Atlanta. I really like the city, and I'm excited about getting to know the artistic side of Atlanta.
Right.
I'm a member of the AFTA organization. We meet first of every month on the first Tuesday of every month at the Hammond House. And really nice organization, and I get to
my
see
group,
what
we
other
meet at
artists
Waffle
bring.
House. No, I'm kidding.
So we go there before we go to the meet.
Messing with you.
But they really have a nice organization, and they really welcome me and my wife. She's also kind of, tinkling with art. She's
Your wife is
she's an
gifted.
abstract artist, so she kind of gets in my stuff. So I made her a studio all the way on the other side of the house. But she's really excited about what she's doing. And so we just really kind of come in here and getting our feet wet.
Let me ask you a question, because you said abstract art, and this is honestly a serious question, because sometimes I do like to just try new things. How would someone be able to get into art, in a sense? I'm not trying to be like a professional. I'm not trying to get something out in a museum or anything like that, but just to get the creative juices out. And I don't want to just have a piece of paper, and a pencil. But what would you say? I'm saying, like, with abstract art, is there an actual approach to it? Because I can just throw some stuff on there and be like, that's good to me.
Well, most people have, a lot of times with abstract art, it's really based on colors and shapes. So, and a lot of people don't want subjects. They really want just colors and shapes. Sometimes you have people that are just more into decor art, where it matches their decor.
Right.
And that's where abstract really usually plays a major part. A lot of times you go to these furniture stores, that's what they have. And it matches up. And you can just kind of get most of the time abstract artists really follow a theme. They have a certain style that they usually go with, and then they just kind of let it rip. And it's not really about putting a round peg, in a round hole.
Right.
They just kind of go and let it go whichever way they feel.
Okay.
And I'm more of a realist artist.
Right.
I'm real structured. So 'cause everything that I do, I draw it first and make sure the composition is right, and then go about painting it.
His art is amazing.
That's actually question, because that's a different approach that a lot of people don't think of. Of you, like your painting here, you actually started that with just pencil, in a sense, painting
all
it,
pencil.
and then you come back with color and shapes and textures and stuff like that with your shadows. Because I see this is phenomenal, and that's what I was thinking. Like, I would mess this up if I started just with some, just paint. I'm saying I would mess up the brick. That's like just a square.
What? But guess what? You're amazing on the radio. You're great with your voice. You're amazing with production. So your gift is in a different area.
But see, he's doing this sober.
You're doing this. You're sober right now.
Right now.
Are you not sober?
Yeah, right now. No. But no, I'm saying, but it is.
Communion was good.
Communion was good. We did it with straight cognac. But anyway.
Okay.
But no, it is a thing. I'm saying when I do get in my creative world, there is approaches that a lot of people don't think about.
Absolutely.
I'm saying when I do a commercial, I got to write out the copy, and it's like you writing out or drawing it with the pencil that some people don't see that on the other side. And with me giving appreciation to him, I didn't think about, the details of you drawing the book, the book
That's
lines
why
in
he got
it.
pieces that are
Right.
$1,000.
Right.
Yeah, right. And they're pretty, they're pretty expensive because
They are expensive.
They're real time consuming.
Right.
And your time
like
is worth it.
Yeah.
Probably about 6 months to do.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
sometimes I only finish like 2 pieces a year.
Right, because I remember it's certain things that from the layman eye, you got to look at to think of a straight line is almost hard to do.
Oh, absolutely.
And I forget the artist who made the painting of just a circle. And
Are you talking about the one that's orange and it's just a circle?
Okay, yeah, it's a circle, but the complication of drawing a sphere by hand.
It's complicated.
It's very complicated.
To me, that was still a circle. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
but-
just was upset,
Right.
and people paid for that.
And that's why
But see, I don't,
you have
as
the
an
layman
artist-
person. That's why I
Right.
was just like I was just saying, drawing a straight line by hand
Right.
is very difficult. I'm saying I
It
would be
is.
using a ruler and all that
Oh,
kind
I
of stuff.
definitely would be. I wouldn't even be trying.
But to see someone do that without that, now I don't know, he might be tricked, but he might have done that
No,
in a
he's
different way. But I'm
gifted,
just saying,
yeah.
certain things you have to appreciate.
Absolutely.
Of like, wow, it
How
takes
did
a
you
lot.
do
I'm
that?
saying like with
But
your
even
tree
abstract,
service.
abstract is not as easy as one would think. Like when I was in high school, it's like, oh man, I could do that. So the teacher challenged us.
right.
Mhm,
Say,
right.
I want you to copy this exactly like it is.
right.
And I mean, we had to match color.
But that's
And
not really
everything.
abstract
Difficult.
if you're
Hard.
copying something. When the artist is doing abstract, they're doing what's coming out of them. What's
Right.
what's coming to their mind. So
Right.
I would think that
But
that's
no,
a
they
little
were
bit
looking
different.
at it more from the physical standpoint of like, I could do that.
Right.
Right,
It's
okay,
not.
I see
It's
what
not
you're
that.
saying.
It's like
when people see us cut a tree
Right,
and
that's
they're
what I was
like,
about
I
to
can cut
say.
a tree down.
Like the
I
last
could
time I
come-
was
And
like,
then it falls on the
I
house.
asked Doni could come out here and cut a tree, and I couldn't pay for it, so I went out there to do it myself, and I hurt my little,
Right,
I had a
right.
little bruise, and it's like I thought I could do it myself.
And then you
it's-
called us.
Then we called you, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's the thing where you appreciate someone's art. So I
Right.
appreciate your art and everything,
Thank
but
you.
And we
we gotta
appreciate what you do.
appreciate the Donnie Jones sponsorship.
Yes,
so we
we
gotta go and
do.
kind of play that commercial real quick.
Yes, we do. And we'll be right back with Daniel Hodges.
Right, and Donnie Jones and Marty Ringer on
That's
the
right.
Donnie Jones Live show.
Show.
Donnie Jones Live is sponsored by Don's Tree Service. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, just send us an email at DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. That's DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. Hey, got a comment about the show? Or would you like to just be a guest? Send us an email at DonnieJonesLive@gmail.com. Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Marty.
We are back. I am your host, Donnie Jones. Our show is Donnie Jones Live, hanging out with
Marty Ringer.
Daniel Hodges.
Yeah,
There we go.
the
It just-
artist
it just
extraordinary.
jumped in.
Speaking of being back, we
Yeah.
have to fall back or
You know what? It is
it?
fall back, spring for. It's one of those
Yeah.
things. I learned it in school that you have to do the rhyme and rhythm. I know it's the fall, so you fall back
Okay,
in the
fall
fall,
back.
and then the
Okay.
spring you spring forward. Right,
okay.
right.
So that means I got to put my
Clock
clock back 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? My church gonna be empty today. I already know it. I'm saying they don't come on time when the clock is right.
Exactly.
So I know
No, they
they're gonna
ain't
have
gonna
any excuse.
No, they're gonna be there early.
Oh, you know what? That's right, because it
Yeah,
falls
it's fall
forward.
back.
No,
They-
fall
no.
back.
No, it's
They-
fall back.
they
fall
know-
back.
well, you know what?
don't mess people up.
They know that the time gonna change,
That's
so
right,
that
the
means
time gonna
I ain't got to
change.
be at church
And
on
speaking
time.
of time changing,
Yes.
both of
time.
us are from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
My
Who,
brother,
who?
and at the end of the show, we always have to have on our last segment is called Hot Topics. And one of the hot topics right now, of course, we've got voting coming up, and all the things that are going on politically and police brutality, and it kind of makes me think about what happened in Ferguson. And I know you've got a piece about that. What inspired you to do that piece? And then we'll segue into talking about why it's so important to vote, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, I created a piece called "Got Justice," and it's with Mike Brown in the center of the piece, with
Right.
his parents flanking him on the left and right.
Right.
And then we have marchers kind of underneath the people
Right.
marching, with peace in mind, but just for justice. And then there's some hands there with the hands up, don't shoot, but they're
Right.
in blood, just dripping down, just showing how he really didn't get there was no justice allowed for him with his murder.
Right.
But we have to keep striving to get the right people in there that would just be just. We're not looking for anybody.
That's the biggest thing.
And this is one of the things me and Marty had talked about. It's like, we're not going to stand in the gap when somebody is doing something they're not supposed to.
Right.
But give us the same opportunity to have our voices heard that you would get. There's people that do bad things just like there's on one side as they do on the other, but it seems like one side gets a chance to get to court, the other side dies before they get to court.
And I gotta give a big shout out to an officer, I believe he was in Ohio, that he stopped two little boys. They said that they had a gun. These little boys had a BB gun, and they dropped it, and he went out there and he really scared them on purpose to say, you could have lost your life today. Playing with this, with the BB gun, and he actually taught them about that. And then he went home. This is a police officer went to their house to explain to their parents, look, you could have lost your child today because of we need more people like that.
We do need more people like that. But the other thing is, when I was a kid, little boys liked playing with BB guns.
Right, yeah.
And I know you can't do that anymore.
You can't do that anymore.
You can't. You can't.
And
do
then, but it's a difference between when we were growing up. We played with BB guns. We would go out into the woods and shoot.
That's true.
Birds
So it wasn't
and
like
stuff.
we was in the middle
You
of
ain't at the corner store with a BB gun in your pocket trying to act like I'm a
look
hog.
like you.
Right.
It's different.
That's true.
It's totally different.
Because if you're in an urban setting, how do you know that somebody's not? And you're right. It was in the backyard. It was in a wooded area. That type of thing. Once again, a dialogue that we need to have of how things have changed.
But the only thing is, like, me and my cousin, we played cowboys and Indians.
Right.
Which, if you're just looking at, oh man, they out there shooting each other.
Right.
So really, it's the mindset of the individual that has the power not to condemn just on sight.
Right.
You might just be getting the wrong message, just like the young man in Ohio. What's his Tamar Rice?
Tamir Rice.
Yeah.
Right, where he just was playing
He was a kid.
in the park.
That's right.
And they didn't give him a chance to say anything. They just shot him.
And you got somebody just a little while later that walks into a church and kills 9 people. And he gets taken to Burger King. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's got to be a change. But going back to St. Louis, we grew up in St. Louis.
Right.
And, growing up in North County, when we first moved out there, it was not very multicultural. Then it became very multicultural. And then it became primarily a minority inhabited community.
Right.
But the government never changed. The people that were in charge never changed. The people that were voted in never changed. And I'm not advocating for it to be all one way or all another, but you have to have a representation for who lives in the community.
Yeah.
So there can be a sensitive spirit for who lives in the community. And I think that's why it's so important to vote.
And I'll say this, though. It doesn't, and I'm going to be straight honest with you, it doesn't matter about color. It's about change.
It's about your heart. Yeah.
It's about your heart, and it's about change. I'm saying if you believe in a candidate, vote for them, support them. And I'm not going to say Democrat, Republican, Tea Party, or just somebody.
You better than I am.
I'm just saying because
I am not going to vote for a racist, period.
Well, that's why I'm saying, look.
Right. Well, and you're right. I don't care if they're black or white. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican.
Don't vote just because my mama and them always said I need to vote blue.
I agree. I agree.
Know why you voting for this person.
Or don't vote because you just you're not happy with what's going on in the community, so you're just going to vote the other way.
I'm going to just vote the other. Know who you voting for.
Right.
Because I have done, and I ain't going to lie, I don't went on a ballot and said, Jackson, okay. Roundtree or Freudenberger? No.
Nah, exactly.
I've done that.
But I'll be honest, I've looked at a ballot and not know who, other than the main offices.
Yeah.
After that, I'm like, I don't know who I'm voting for.
Right.
So we have to educate ourselves.
Educate ourselves.
Research.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do believe in voting for people that have the people's interest at heart.
Yeah.
That people that want to make a difference. I believe in voting for people that what they say that comes out of their mouth also is duplicated by their actions.
Right. And if people support negative, I say like this, if you don't like what our president is doing, how he's talking about people and doing things of that nature, if the people that you're voting for are in support of that, then you might want to change your vote.
Right,
You know?
absolutely.
And it's just like, if that's the representation that you want for your country, for your town, for your place,
Right.
think about
Well,
that.
I must say this. Okay, I've got friends that are extremely conservative, and
Mm-hmm.
they're wonderful people. They voted a certain way in 2016 because they really believed what that
Right.
person was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I have had on several occasions, just in the last week,
Mm-hmm.
them say there is no way, even though I don't agree with the Democratic side, there's no way I could vote Republican again.
Right.
Until things change, because that's not the Republican that I grew up with.
Right.
Conservative
Right.
values, family-oriented values and stuff like that. That's
Right.
not what they see right now. So they're voting blue just
Because of the current situation. And I can understand, like,
and I can respect that.
Right.
Even they're not going to stand in line and say, "Oh, I like that person,"
Right.
but they're going to say, "I can't stand for what's going on right
because
now."
I'm gonna be honest with you, there are some dumb Democrats,
There are.
and there's some dumb Republicans,
Right.
and I can't say just because you are wearing red or blue, I'm gonna vote for you. I want to
Absolutely.
know.
I wanna know
what
what
are
are
you
the
gonna
issues.
do for my
But
community.
I'd like the last word to come from you,
Yes.
Daniel.
Well, a lot of times people vote like you were saying, Marty. They vote because that's what the whole house wants to
Right.
vote. But a lot of people vote against their own interests. If you know
Yeah.
that you're not getting what you want from the particular politician that basically has been in there for a number of years, then it's time to really look beyond just something just marking him, because my mama know him or whatever. He looks the same as I
Right.
do.
Right.
And you really have to vote for your best interest. And
Right.
then there's at times where you know that you have somebody that you know that does not participate,
Right.
and get them out to the polls.
Yeah, we
because
got to get
now-
everybody out to the polls.
Because now we're really getting to where
Right.
it's just a few hundred voters difference.
Right.
Right.
So we really have to just kind of not only vote but encourage others to
Yeah.
vote.
You
know,
guys, make your voices heard.
Yeah.
Go out, make a difference. Do what you can to, be involved in your community.
Yes, do that, do
Yeah.
that, do that. And you know what? It doesn't matter who you vote for. Just make sure you vote.
And Daniel, one more time, how do we get in contact with you so we can see your art and find out what's going on with you again?
You can go to my website. It's www.danielhodges.com, or I can be reached at 314-495-4525.
And your social media, how do they
And
get in contact?
social media, it's artist Daniel Hodges. That's on what's the name of that?
Instagram. Yeah. Well, we have had a great show.
Yep.
We thank you so much for
Right.
coming.
Thank you for having
You know
me.
what? I am Stacey Abrams, and vote. No, I'm
Oh.
sorry. I'm Marty Bringer.
Right.
I'll see you soon next week.
That's right. And I'm
Thank you,
Donnie
thank you.
Jones. Look forward to talking to you next week also. Vote!